In in the shadow of the Small Teeth Mountains, there was a city named Lharast. It was founded in the year of the half-moon, over 1,000 years ago, as a temple city whose worship was dedicated to Selune, the goddess of the moon. Negative energy burst. Only 96 more to go. Lharast, City of the Moon, however, is no longer there. People say it was blasted from the realms by Selune's hand itself, with monstrous lightning bolts arcing from the moon. Why? Syri Mhaal, one of the architects of the mythal protecting the city, secretly altered it to allow lycanthropes into the city, which he hoped would help them conquer the decaying ancient Calimshan Shoon Empire to the south. By the year of the Dawn Rose, over 300 years later, however, the city was overrun by lycanthropes and at the brink of collapse. It was at this point that Selune intervened. She didn't destroy the city. Instead, she shifted it to a demiplane of its own, where it still resides today, occupied by descendants of Syri Mhaal's lycanthropic minions. A city of werewolves, with some equally horrific inhabitants, including a resident demi-lich and his gargoyle minions, as well as an army of wereboar. They say that today, the only folk who can identify the true location of Lharast, and actually pass through the mythal to enter the city, are priests of Selune, and that the city only comes close enough to the realms to do so on the night of a full moon. Selunites have sought the City of the Moon for centuries.
All right, crew. Let's take them down.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what they saw.
In the name of Sanin Moonbow!
Here it is, a Tyrant Fog zombie. Alright, looks like there's probably a few undead here, hanging around the Luskan Cemetary. Yeah, you know what? I think she'll probably just help Linu. Magic circle. Yeah, I thought most of these had perished already when she was walking by with Charlotte. Alright, missile storm. I think Lily will just take care of the stragglers. Alright. There is no shortage of gruesome treats for bones given the host of Luskan dead, reanimated, and now destroyed. Even the sickening fingers of Tyrant Fog zombies. During the chosen High Priest of Bane Fzoul Chembryl's rise to power, only 2 years ago, Iyachtu Xvim, the half-demonic son of Bane, recently consumed by his father if you recall, caused a foul gray fog to spread through the Heartlands, extending south to Starmantle, north to the Sunrise Mountains, and east to Tsurlagol. Another fog erupted around Mintar, gradually spreading as far west and north as Saradush. Within the fog, worshippers of Cyric were stricken with terrible diseases. Those who died of their illness, rather than being consumed in the green flame that filled the fog after 9 days, were animated by the divine power within the fog, and many still wander the region as tyrant fog zombies today. There are wretched undead, the remains of priests and worshippers of evil deities who've been struck down by the raw power of another evil deity. And they're so cold because about their rotting corpse lingers wisps of dark fog, a fog that fills their lungs and trickles from their nose and mouth, while their eyes, sharp fingernails, and any exposed bone glow with a dim emerald green light. The mausoleum is sealed and likely the tomb of Brother Toras. Lilly will have to obtain a key. There was a house near the entrance to the cemetery. Perhaps it's the caretaker's. There was also a sign with a crudely written message that Lilly hadn't the time to read earlier, given the other, visitors. Beware, the undead are restless. Bring weapons to visit Grandma, or don't visit her at all. Really? Signed, the caretaker. Restless indeed. Lilly only hopes they didn't get to the caretaker, or if they did, that he wears the mausoleum key about his neck. Or someplace else just as easy to find if he's dead. Or undead. If he's alive, on the other hand, why, he should be ashamed and held accountable. An obvious failure to fulfill what must be the simplest of duties, and a gross neglect of the grounds. The caretaker is obviously not taking care of anything at all. Inside the dilapidated house is the caretaker, a gnome with a white mustache and a feather in his cap, apparently in the middle of stonework, hammering away while smirking and chuckling to himself.
Good day.
Of course, here's the caretaker. What's this? Looking so clean as you, I'd left to wonder what you're doing in my graveyard. Or I guess asking who he is. I take care of all these old stones, dear woman. Keep them nice and shiny for the visitors, oh yes. 'Tis my job, you see. Asking who visits? Well, I guess not many people, really. Not since they moved the graveyard inside the city walls. As if anyone would want to be buried out here where the grave robbers could strip you of your last possessions. Also, it's been moved. This is where the cemetery used to be. It's interesting. But if only they knew. He's laughing. My little graveyard has its secrets. Oh, yes, it does. Yeah, what's he talking about? Well, alright then. Listen close. They buried one of the oldest members of the Arcane Brotherhood here. Right here, oh yes. Yeah, she'd like to know where. That's actually why she's here. Beneath the mausoleum, of course. My pappy told me the Brotherhood was very specific about the construction and what went in it. I'm surprised I've forgotten about it. None of them wizards ever visits. I've always wondered what goes on down there myself. I have a key, of course. They're just, well, zombies down there and such. They come up from time to time. That's why I keep the mausoleum under lock and key. Because we saw zombies out here on the surface. Yeah, they've been a bit restless for quite some time now. I imagine it's one of those wizards down there. Not quite as dead as he should be. You know how it goes. I imagine that fella's busy with his books. Won't be bothering me for quite some time. Of course, that's interesting because That's precisely what she's looking for. I believe it's the Tome of Life. Oh, did I say books? No, I didn't. I said he was busy with his looks. Yeah, that's it. Those undead look a fright, you know. Alright, Lily's not gonna play games. Dang blast it, fine. I just so happens those fool wizards left a whole collection of magical books down there. I don't know why. I bet they just plain forgot about them, I guess. Leave it to wizards. I ain't never seen them, but my grandpappy did. Said there was huge books all covered in runes. Kinds of things wizards usually get their robes all in a knot over. Just looking at one. Like this one wizard who came by here months back. Eltura, she said her name was. From Port Llast, desperate to find them books. I didn't tell her nothing. Of course, that's interesting because Eltura didn't mention that she came up here. I believe she said she didn't have the time. Anyhow, I imagine them books is connected to whatever strangeness is going on down there. I don't mind. I just take things as they come. Yeah, I think the Inquisitor General is going to demand that key. Let you plunder the tomb. Never. Not for less than 200 gold pieces anyway. Yeah. She's going to claim that she's from the Arcane Brotherhood itself. Comes to reclaim their property. Oh, why didn't you say so? Only been holding on to this key for how long now? I suppose you got some more debt to put down there, huh? Well, with all them zombies walking about, there'll be plenty of room. Giving her the key. So much for announcing her title and office and impressing upon him the gravity of his negligence. About the house are half-masoned blocks of marble and granite, with stone rubble seemingly everywhere, not to mention a layer of fine dust over everything. And on the hearth, some horrible stew, even more mysterious than the mystery stew back at the inn. Lily dares to ask, and is sorry she did. A mouse stew, with savory herbs, as he called them, picked from the cemetery grounds itself. A secret recipe from faraway Thar. Ridiculous. As if the stewing of rodents called for anything of the kind. Lily looks around for his cat, but wouldn't be surprised if the madman catches him himself. The mad mouser eyes the lady suspiciously as they impose, the arcane sister sitting with her white polar bear spellbook in her lap. While leafing through the pages, the Lady of Murder listens to the dusty diviner pray to the daughter of the night skies. She even overheard the hazel healer include one for the caretaker. Motherly but silly Linu. Why would one of the Seldarine care a whit about a mouse-eating gnome? Spells prepared and prayers answered. Well, hopefully that is. Inquisitor General Black and her holy defender are prepared to enter the tomb of Brother Toras, former underwizard of the Arcane Brotherhood, in possession of the Tome of Life, and likely undead. Linu tightens the grip on her mace and shield, giving her mistress a firm smile. Black, brunette, bones, and bare, against a brother for his book.